video for 6 months. Probably because we've just been manic busy. Partly busy, partly just because it's not had time to do it really. I lost a bit of interest in doing it as well, with other things that was going on in the business and how busy we were. It's hard sometimes to try to just find a bit of time, you know, to do a bit of content and stuff, especially like, you know, we're always active on Facebook and Instagram. Give TikTok a try, but it's just full of muppets, to be honest with you. That sun's right there. Yeah, give TikTok a try, but it was just full of absolute muppets on there, to be honest. No matter what you did, you were wrong. You know, you'd watch other electricians' videos on there as well, and no matter what they do, everyone's got a better opinion about it, and everyone's better than everyone else. So, not that on the head straight away. There's nothing worse than sort of being demoralised when you think you've done well. So yeah, that got knocked on the head. Other bits and bobs really, like I said, just been manic busy. We went for a period from, what would it be? We're September now, early September, so I think from a period from about the end of April onwards, we landed a load of rewires. I think it was 4. I think this is the 4th one that I'm just going to today. We're just finishing this off actually. Last couple of days here now. We've been on this for a couple of weeks, and then another one starts next week. So we just went for a bit of a patch where it just, you know, just rewires coming from all over the place, all from recommendations. You know, people giving us a call. We've done work for other people in the past, blah blah blah, and it just goes from there really. So I can't really complain about the volume of work that has been coming in. We did go through a bit of a quiet patch for the last month where luckily we were busy, but I noticed the drop off. Whether that, it's all kicking off at my audio, whether that would be because people are going on holiday and they've not been on holiday for so long. I mean, I was one of them, to be fair. You know, we went away and work was in, but the phone was stopping, it wasn't ringing as much. Inquiries weren't coming in, whether that be on Facebook or email or through website and stuff. It did quieten down a little bit, and it was quiet. I'd say it was quiet for around probably a full month, 3 to 4 weeks easy, where there was just nothing going on. But like I said, luckily enough, we had stuff in anyway, and we was well ahead with work that was in. So yeah, we couldn't really complain. I felt lucky that there's obviously other people, other sparks, other tradies that are probably in a situation where, you know, they might not have as much work as other folk and around the area and stuff like that. I don't know. I mean, hopefully everyone's keeping busy. There's something else I've noticed as well, which I thought interesting to talk about, was the types of customer. For some reason, we've always attracted good customers, but for the last month, from like now, from the beginning of September, so let's say throughout August, the customers that have been attracting are just, I don't know what it is. Everyone wants something done for absolutely nothing. It's like, you know, you tell them, you know, it could be something as simple as, we've just bought a chandelier, we want a light dropping down and a chandelier putting up. So for us, we're going to charge our minimum rate, which is £65 with the VAT. So that's what we've got to charge. You know, it's going to take an hour to do it anyway. You've got to pay for your travel to get there, and then you know what these chandeliers are like. You've got to build them up, and it can take a while. So yeah, that seems to be the type of customer attracting me, where people just, they don't want it done because they don't want to pay it. Other ones I've seen recently as well, which seems to be, is people wanting work done, whether that be mains board upgrades or house rewires, and they're just literally going for it. It's just cheapest quote. And then another thing that bugs me as well, if you go on Facebook, like, we get quite a bit of work through Facebook. I think that's how the business started, through Facebook really, and all of our work always came through Facebook. But I find a lot at the moment that they'll request a job, whether it be on Facebook or, you know, I don't know, Instagram or something, and what they'll do is you'll see other people who I don't even genuinely believe that they're electricians. I really don't. They'll put like message you or inbox you, and you'll think, I think that's a bad way to approach as a business. To be honest, I think that's a poor way to approach a customer. And then you'll click on this person's profile, and I don't know. I've seen a couple like they'll look in Tesco and stuff, and I'm thinking, what's going on here? Are they used to be electricians and now they're not electricians, and now they're just trying to get some work on the side? But all the work that these people are doing, it's registered witness that they're doing. They need notifications to go to control and what have you. And these customers have not got a clue. They've not got a clue. And when you tell them, like we spoke to one not long ago, and we're registered electricians, but they just think, well, what's a registered electrician? But no one knows, and it does my head in. You're probably all the same, and I'm going into a bit of a rant here. And I started off like that, it's like, hello, 6 months, and then we're going into a rant. But anyway, yeah, so that seems to be what's happening a lot in a minute. And people, I get it, people want the cheapest quote. I do get that. That seems to be the way customers are going at the minute, and I don't think that's the right thing to do. It's probably good that you're not supposed to win every job. You're not supposed to win every quote. If you're winning every quote, you're too cheap. It's simple as that. Too cheap, you become a busy fool, and you can end up becoming inundated with work. Let's get it right. The shit jobs. Just one thing. I don't know. Let's go and replace the socket front. There's no point in us going and replacing the socket front because people are just not going to pay. People are not going to pay. We're expecting 20 quid. We're expecting a 20 quid job. Max as well. I'm talking max. This is Northwest, so this is we're based Greater Manchester. So in our area, I think that the sparks in our area are charging from anywhere between 35 to 65 pound an hour. I think that's sort of the niche around our way. The one's charging 35 pound an hour, but do what you want. That's fine. If they're going to charge 35 pound an hour, if they're making a business work on it, 35 pound an hour, fair play, man. Fair play. I mean, how are you doing that? I don't really know, but congratulations on that one. But yeah, going back to that about customers choosing people at the cheapest price, it doesn't just happen in our game. It's happening in, for the joiners, the plumbers, your plasterers. People are going for cheapest price. Oh, we can do it for next to nothing. Blah blah blah. And just something else I've noticed as well. If they need some plumbing work doing, or boiler change or whatever, they're going to sort of say, oh, it must be gas safe, it's got to be gas safe. No, I have not seen one customer, right? We are 90% domestic, right? We do a bit of commercial, we work with around 10 commercial customers, but the rest of our work's domestic. I don't think I've ever had one customer going to me going, UNIC registered. I generally haven't, because I genuinely believe that they don't give a shit. I really don't, but I generally think that's a fault in the NIC. I really do. I think it's a fault in the NIC. I think that the brand awareness isn't good enough. Not as much as I don't think if you remember going back maybe 6 to 12 months ago, the gas safe had an advert on telly. I don't know if you remember this, where it was always choose a gas safe engineer and make sure you choose a registered engineer that's a member of gas safe to make sure that your job's done correctly and all that. And that's the correct way to do it. It's exposure to the end user, and it's informing that customer who may be looking to have a boiler changed or having some gas work done or something. It's informing that customer that you've got to make sure that you're using a registered person. I don't think I've ever seen an advert that represents don't touch electric, and nothing happens until something goes wrong, does it? Do you know what I mean? Until someone's dead, then action. Do you know what I mean? It's like speed cameras on a street, right? If there's a street where people are nailing it down it every single day, and people complain, oh, the speeders on the street, and kids are going to get killed, kids are playing out and all that sort of stuff. No one will do anything. The councils, police, whatever, whoever runs all that sort of stuff, no one will act on that. So no one will say, yeah, right, no worries, we'll put a speed camera up until someone's dead. And that's what it is. Until someone's died, until maybe even two deaths. It might take two kids to get killed or whoever to get killed, and they'll go, tell you what, we'll put a speed camera. Do you know what I mean? And that's how I feel that it is in our game, the Sparks. I feel as though, happen before someone goes, best put an advert on the telly, let everyone know about this. I mean, but you know, I think it's too late. I think it's sort of, you know, he's pissed it all away now, to be honest. And you know, it's just, anyway, that's my rant for today. I just thought I'd bring it up, you know, because it's sort of been doing my head in over the last few weeks, to be honest, seeing stuff on, you know, social media, and not just that, other people who I speak to, so other electricians in our game, I speak to new sales and stuff, they have the same opinion. They think, you know, it's like for example, Screwfix sell machine units. You can walk into Screwfix and buy a populated machine unit, all the breakers, all the MCBs, and the RCD, which the customer doesn't even realise what that is anyway. Again, that's because of what we just said. Not enough exposure on it. People can, the general Joe public can go in to Screwfix and buy a consumer unit and fit it themselves. I find that insane. That's just madness. Absolute madness. I wouldn't go in Screwfix and buy a boiler and fit it, because I don't know what I'm doing. And it's not safe for me to do that. If I blow my own house up, then what's going to happen? You know, you'd be a bit stuck, and yeah. So anyway, right, we're on our way to rewire now in Stockport. We're actually in Stockport. It's further out than we would normally work, to be honest. It's about 20 miles out of our area, but it's come through as a recommendation. So the job's done. The rewire's finished. It's just last few bits now, really, just niggly bits. Which on a rewire, honestly, right, the snagging and then just like the second fixing and stuff takes longer than throwing cables in. Believe you me, I underestimate it on every rewire. I'll go right. I'll say right. Me and Luke, for example, will do it apprentice. Luke's at college. Luke's first day back at college today, actually. So I'm on my own. So me and Luke, most of the time it'll be me and Luke. On the bigger jobs, we'll bring in some contractors who work alongside us as well. We did have a subby on this with us. He works alongside us for the first week, and then it was me and Luke. But for me and Luke to do this property we're going to now, it's a 5-bed. This is a 5-bedroom property in quite a well-to-do area of Stockport. So it's a lovely gaff, honestly. It's bloody beautiful. So 5-bed. It's got a huge basement as well. So it's got all rooms in the bit. The rooms in the basement are not being used, but it's a walk-in basement. There's rooms in it. But obviously the guys, when they moved into this property, it's still as it was when they sort of bought it. Really. So whoever lived there before, and whatever they've done in the basement, that's what was always there. So for me and Luke, I mean, I have a 3-bedroom. I have like 3.5 weeks for this, because you have to. He's lived in as well. Luckily, they went on holiday for 2 weeks. The tenants went on holiday for 2 weeks, but still, they didn't check the furniture and all that before. Everything's still there, you know. So it can be difficult. It's difficult. Don't get us. We love it. We love doing rewires, and it's what we specialise in. It really is what we push. We push for rewires, whether that be occupied or unoccupied. But for us on this is the biggest one we've done as a company. 5-bedroom, you know, it's a £500,000 house. It's the biggest one we've done, and you've got to sort of, usually if it were a 3-bed property, we'd normally be doing these in about 8 days, 8 working days, something like that. 8-9 working days between the two of us. But this one, I knew that I had to sort of, when I first priced it, I thought there's 3.5 weeks work this, easy. But then I got home and I thought, it's maybe a bit too much that, and you know it is. You think, what if we get done early? What we're going to do? Because all of our work's itemised. Our customers are booked in on days that suit them or suit us. But on this is literally, we've just done 3 weeks, and this is 3 weeks of 1 day that we're going to now. And I've got probably a day's work on my own today, just doing a few bits. And then tomorrow we're doing a rip out, so we're taking all the old accessories off, old mains board off and stuff like that. So, and then just snagging really, loading the van, get everything off site. So really, it's tied in pretty much bang on with what I expect it as. And to be fair, it's very rare that happens. But yeah, it's tied in quite well. So anyway, we'll get over there now. I'll try and get some footage on the site for you, just give you a bit of an idea of what we did and how we did it. It's a cracking little job. I think the tenants might be in, so whether we can get footage or not, I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, we'll try and get some footage, and we'll try and see you. Yo, right. I know I said that I'll see you down in the basement. Oh, that was yesterday. so today's a different day. Basically yesterday, the tenant was working from home and I didn't really want to be mithering people and looking like a fool. Bit of an idiot walking around with me stick and my camera, so I decided to do it today because it's a bit quieter in the house. So what we'll do is, first off, I'll go through a few of the bits of tools that we use and the way we set up when we're doing home rewires. So there's lights doing my head in again. Anyway, I'll spin it around and show you what we're using now, what we used to use, what Luke now has, and what we do on a rewire. Bear with. Right, so we've recently gone over the velocity. Used to use the Vito. Cracking bag, to be honest. Vito, absolutely solid. You know, all the zips, nothing's broken. I had this for a year and a half, and then I passed it down to Luke the apprentice. Gone over to the Vito stuff. Which, you know what, I've had it for 2 weeks now, and it seems to be absolutely spot on. Can't go wrong with it. There's plenty pouches inside of it, loads of different bits on the side here we can get things on, and it's got this like mad little light up front as well, which, to be honest, I don't know if anyone knows the answer to this, but like, if it dies, the light, has it got a battery or something on it? I've never even properly looked. I mean, maybe it's inside that pocket there, I don't know. Anyway, yes, can't go wrong with it. It's a decent bag. You get as much as you can in there. It's a decent little bag. Moving on to the velocity tester bag. I've never had a tester bag before. Normally with the Mega, it just comes in a box, and that's what we normally have it with. But I went for the velocity tester bag, and do you know what? It's all right. It's all right. Is it a gimmick? Probably, yeah. If I'm getting this, I'm going to get that as well. Everything fits nice and bonny inside of it, to be fair. You can get all your leads in the middle, tester there, your crop clips and stuff on this side, and it's got a little section on the top if you want to put some documentation on top as well. So yeah, so that's what we generally use our day-to-day bags, testing bag, tool bag. Moving over to the Milwaukee pack out, which is bloody brilliant. This was initially, when I first got it, it was initially being used as a go-to everyday thing, with the top pack more of a toolbox. I'll show you inside there. You know what we've got going on. Nowadays, this is the rewire box. So literally inside, get all the drill bits in, lugs, all sorts of crimps and stuff like that. So literally just using this now as a rewire box. Fits nicely in the back of the van, strap it down to the walls of the transit, and it's a nice little fit. So that really just gets used for rewires now. You get all your multi-tools in the bottom as well, because we generally chase with multi-tools. I know some of you guys out there are going along with the Metabo wall chasers, but I can't justify paying, you know, all that money really. I probably do need to do it, you know, but anyway, we stick with the multi-tools for getting the plaster off, and if we need to chase, it's the old SDS after that. Yeah, so there's a bit of a run through the tools, what we generally use on a day-to-day, on the rewires and stuff like that. I'll spin it round and I'll show you the board, because today we're on the last day of this rewire over in Stockport. Everything's done. We're just literally snagging now last bits of testing for circuits I couldn't test just yet because obviously people are working from home. So first floor sockets have still got to be done. What else has got to be done? Old cabling. So in the basement where I am at the moment, I'll show you in a sec, there's quite a lot of old cabling. We've agreed that we're going to take all that down. Luke's just going around the house at the moment, starting from the second floor down, taking off any old socket outlets, any switches, pendants and stuff like that. It all gets bagged, which here, so we bag all the rubbish that we, you know, collect on a job, going through it. Old fitting there from basement. What I'll do is I'll start in this room where we're at the minute. So as you can see, that's sort of how it all used to be. There's all sorts here. There's single core cables, double in shape, but it's all single core cable. It's old school. Going through, so they all went this way, and then this is, I'm just zooming this out a little bit. It's easy that way. This is where the old mains was. Not pretty. So yeah, so that was, obviously it didn't look like that, did it? But I've ripped a load of stuff out. It's all dead, obviously, all this stuff now. So all this just wants ripping out today and bagging. New tails are in there, an isolator from us. Gas is in the corner, bonded on the gas. Water's plastic on this property, so no, we do not bond plastic water pipes, before anyone asks. Right, okay, so in down here, literally got a box section trunking all the way through. So it's 100 by 50mm trunking. And I'll show you the reason why we had to do it this way. So dropping off, we've got conduits going down, steel saddles throughout, white steel saddles throughout. Basement, like the basement at the minute, it's cluttered to hell, but this is what it was like when we first started. This is what we've had to work around. It is what it is. We'll work around it. So first room in the basement, these tubes are literally dropping off, going straight down that way, and they go up because the living room's above us. Now upstairs on the ground floor is an oak, and it's an oak floor throughout, so that wasn't coming up. So we had to come up with a different plan, and this was the plan that we chose. This box section trunking runs all the way through. All the cables run inside. They're all steel banded to the ceiling. On wherever there's a bracket like this, there's a 6-inch screw or something straight through there to hold the cables up for premature collapse. Each room down here in the basement's just got a double socket in each room. So there's a double socket there. Coming through to the main corridor, again, all these cables, all these old cables, these are all coming out today. So this is how it was, honestly. It was shocking when we first come down. So we've got a box section trunking, which runs all the way to the end of that corridor over there. I'll take it down in a minute. The board has been relocated from that little cupboard to here. So we installed fuse box as standard. We don't really fit anything else unless the client requests. 20-way board, 16 circuits being used on this altogether in total. Kitchen sockets are off because I've just been doing testing on them. We've also used energy. Now, we've never used this before, so this is kinetic lighting. And you know what, they're pretty nice, to be fair. Easy to install. It's surprisingly easy to install, to be honest. I didn't realise how easy they were. There's certain areas on the first floor where there's a bathroom. Up on that first floor, as I was saying, bathroom ceramic tiled floor. The client weren't taking that up, and I don't, I'm not going to do with it. And there is fitted wardrobes throughout both the right and left bedroom, which pretty much runs in the corridor of the ground floor, where the lighting that has the kinetic on it sort of lives. So we decided to go for kinetic on it. It was easier for us to do it that way. Underneath the floors on this property, obviously it's floorboards, but there's noggins throughout, which are closed noggins. Absolute ball ache it's been at some stages trying to get cables through the floor. I think you're going to get there, you send it tongue underneath and it just hits something, get the camera underneath, and it's just it's a noggin, so it's not fantastic at all. So yeah, it's been a bit of a challenge on some occasions. Other than that, it's not gone too bad. It's been 3 weeks and 2 days today, and today's the last day. We've got to load the van later on, get everything off, get all the cable on the van and all the old, we've got bits over here. So that's a bit of stock here still that's left over, but stuff like this, we don't generally sort of worry about it too much because it just goes straight on to the next job and we just go from there with it. Okay, moving along down the corridor. Motion sensitive lights throughout the corridor down here, so these come on when you come downstairs and not on a switch. Box section trunking runs all the way through into that back room, which I'll take you there in a minute. It's like more of a drier room really. This room in here used to be a cinema room, but this is how it was when the client moved in, so it's not the cinema room, it's just around there you go, there's your incoming water plastic. So it used to be a cinema room, as you can tell. Luckily enough, this room was rewired when they made it into a cinema room. All the old cables that are in there, it's in new colours. The client said we want to try and minimise damage in this room, measured the cables, come back fine, so we have reconnected onto the switch wires behind the dimmer switch, i.e. there. And got a double socket down the back as well down there. Okay, moving along down the corridor further in this basement. Again, got some circuits going through down here. The basement is a radial. In fact, everything's a radial. We've gone to radials. We're not using rings anymore. I don't believe in them anymore, to be honest. And we stick by radials now. Times have changed. It's not 1980 anymore, so we've moved on to radials. Down here, so this is a radial for these two washing machine and dryer. The rest of the sockets in the basement are on a radial as well, so there's 4 altogether. A lot of old stuff still at wall. Again, all this has got to come down to there, all these old swinging cables. Box section trunking was brought through the wall there. Light switches for this room I'm in. Box section trunking runs round, through here, all the way along, and it pretty much ends at the end of this room here. Boiler, dedicated circuit for that. Light fitting. What else have we got down here? I think that's pretty much it for basement, to be honest. A lot of stuff again. So above this room is where the kitchen is. So again, we've had to, you can just make out in there. There's we've had to actually pop up into up the wall, and that's like a part of the kitchen. We've had to get the cable up for the sockets. So let's have a gander down here. Right, okay, so that's pretty much what we've got. Smoke detection every floor, so the basement's got smoke on the ground floor, smoke on the first floor, smoke on the second floor, and the heat in the kitchen. Airco, stand by it, quality stuff, it's all we fit. It's bloody expensive though. Anyway, so yeah, Baldley's got to go back on this soon, but I've still got some more testing to do yet, so that's not going to happen just yet. Right, okay, I will take you to the ground floor. It will take us up to the ground floor as far as I'm going to go, because they're still working from home on the first and second floors, so I'm not going to go up there and start talking gibberish. So I'm just going to go up to, I've got cobwebs. That's the other thing down here, honestly, the amount of cobwebs in this basement where we first started, spiders everywhere. They've all vacated now because you know, they don't want the stench of us electricians walking around in their territory. Anyway, I'll take you up to the ground floor, which we come out in the kitchen. I'll go through the kitchen, and I will take you into the hallway, into the lounge, show you a couple of kinetic switches as well. And I think that's as far as we could probably go. Off we go up the steps. First room we come into is the kitchen. And in here we've got a central pendant drop. Anti-ledge spots throughout. Again, heat in the kitchen there. Yeah, all these spots are anti-ledge. Integrated lighting inside the cupboards. And then the chimney breast. Now, I bet you're thinking, how's it going all out with no damage? In fact, all these, again, there's new cables, so these have actually been negative and they've come back past, so they've stayed in, which is a godsend, to be honest, because the customer's desperate for these to stay on. Obviously, we've rewired all the spots, central fitting. In this room is brushed steel. So we've got a new supply to the switch, and the feeds that go out from the switch for these other bits, they've stayed in. Right, dining room. Again, so we've gone, it's all brushed steel accessories throughout the ground floor. These are actually Eurolite. The click stuff is what we normally click deco. Couldn't get hold of it. Well, couldn't get hold of enough of it, to be honest. So we ended up going for Eurolite, and do you know what? They are pretty spot on. Again, essential pendants up there, socket over there behind for the TV. We've got socket behind there for the Alexa, which seems to be everywhere in this house. Every Alexa's just all over the place. Take you through into the back, do a little bit in the back. When we first come, this oven here, so you look at it, you think, Jesus, that's got the GC cable going to that. Anyway, it turns out it's gas. The whole thing's gas, so it's just an igniter inside. Jesus Christ, I'm going down these steps over. Yeah, it's just an igniter inside, so just a few spare in there for the gas oven. Single oven cooker down there, it's got 6mm to it. And dishwasher here. Now, in this room, what we've done, so this is a 4mm radial in this kitchen, which only does the dishwasher, socket behind microwave, 2 double sockets there for the coffee machine and toaster. Fridge, dedicated circuit on its own breaker, and then the other appliances for washing, washing machine and dryer. Yeah, as I say, washing machine and dryer down in the basement in the laundry room, so that's the reason why I've put 4mm radial in the kitchen. The amount of appliance pull is minimal. There's no point over exceeding. Look, who's going to pull that much? It just doesn't happen nowadays. It really doesn't. So anyway, I take you to the garden. We've got some outside lights and double socket at the back. Sorry, had a wee bit of trouble getting that door open then. In the back we have got standard double socket down the bottom, BG one. The new BG ones are actually quite good actually. They've changed something which has always been a bit of a bugbear for me. Now, the new socket that we've got in, it's just absolutely just been nailing it down a minute ago, so it's soaking. Do you remember those little screws that you used to have put in the corner, and then every screwdriver that you had just didn't fit and they were crap? Anyway, they've changed them now to these little proper ones, you know, so yeah, a bit better. Moving up to the light, these fittings are Oraglow. These are around £40 light, but they are absolutely beautiful. They're a lovely fitting. In fact, I'll turn it on. Bear with me. Switch inside the kitchen. Yeah, they're a lovely light, these. They're very well built. They're better than the standard up down lights. So yeah, that's what the customer's gone for. So we've got one here, and I've also got one at the front as well, next to the front door. Moving through swiftly to the living room, where we've got five double sockets. You can actually only see one of them because the rest of them are hot tub. Yeah, so that, again, these are Eurolight, 2 USB in here, I think, one there, and there's one behind the telly, there's one behind the unit. Again, central pendant, just doing a bit of testing there, so that's down. Moving over to the kinetic lighting. So these, we initially chose, 1 minute, I'll just swap this round. So when we went for the kinetic stuff, we went to our wholesalers and basically had some on the shelf. The ones that they had was like a plate, so you pushed it, light would come on, but I thought they looked cheap, honestly, I really did. It was sort of, that's what we got and that's what we installed. Customer gets back up all day, same sort of feeling that I had, which, yeah, they did look a bit cheap and didn't like them. So I knew that Kinetic themselves, do a grid switch. So I thought, well, I wonder if Energy do a grid switch. So I went online, turned out they do. So I ordered grid switches, which are compliant with the MK grid plates. So that's what we did on these. So with this, just swap it around again. So you just got a Kinetic grid switch. It's retractable. Press it once. Oh, I've got it turned off. No. Light comes on. So we've got Kinetic both here doing the dining room light. It's doing this middle light there. It's doing that light in the lounge and the light at the front of the porch as well. Yes, that's what the Kinetic. As I say, with the Kinetic, we haven't used it before. It's never something we normally do. We'd always try and add wire things all the time, to be honest. But Jesus, on this occasion, we couldn't due to the floor upstairs and the first floor in the bathroom. So yeah, the Kinetic stuff went in. It's really easy to program. We got it up and running in no time. Other than that, there's not an awful lot left for us to do. Plinth's back in the kitchen. I'm just looking at the plinth there in a minute. There's no plinths on, so I've got to get the plinths back in the kitchen. Luke's just going around upstairs doing the last bit of taking the old accessories. I've got to go and start the basement and get rid of all those old cables, which is going to take a while, to be honest. I started it yesterday. The cables were all like full of grease. I don't know, that really oily cable, it's horrible. So I'm going to go and take the rest of that stuff down, tie up any loose ends if there is any. Check the list that I created last night to make sure I'm not going to miss anything, make sure the client's happy. What we do with all our rewires is at the end we go through a complete demonstration with the customer. So we go through every single room. We ask them if there's anything they're not happy with or anything that they're happy with, which hopefully is all of it. Yeah, and before we sign off, we just make sure everything's okay. There was a bathroom fan down to be installed on this job. I sort of overestimated things when I turned up and quoted it. So yeah, we can put a bathroom fan in, no problem. Turns out that it's a bit of a nightmare. So outside, where we've got a core drill through one way and then core drill through the other way in an ideal world, to not just had to get the vent cap on the other side as well. I didn't even realise how high it was. So it's got to be a scaff job. To be on the safe side, work safely, get a scaff up there. So it's going to be a separate quote for the customer for us to come back at some point over before Christmas and get it done for them, get a fan in there. Boom, boom, boom. That's pretty much it, really. Yeah, so everything's tied up on here. I had a little rant yesterday, so I feel a bit better today. Yeah, so we're going to try and chuck out a video at least once every 2 weeks. Try and do once a week. It's hard sometimes because sometimes I just forget to do it. So yeah, I'll try and get it. We're going to try and do it on a weekly basis. That's the plan. That's the view to do it. We'll try and chuck a video out every Tuesday. It's Tuesday today, so this video will come out today. Yeah, try and chuck a video every Tuesday if we can. Some decent stuff coming up. There's another rewire starting, which starts next Monday. Yeah, next Monday. What are we on today? Yeah, Tuesday. Yeah, next Monday it starts. It's a 3-bed, quite a big house actually. It's another nice house. So that's 2 weeks on that for me and Luke. Before that, we've got some other bits and bobs in, a couple of board changes, LED lighting upgrades. Lovely big houses. Lovely big house over in West Orton, which starts on Thursday for us. Tomorrow's just a bit of a jobbing day. There's about 4 different jobs we've got going to see a couple of our existing customers about some LED lighting upgrades to do. So yes, it's busy at the minute. You know, it did go quiet the last month or so, but it has just started to pick up. The phone's ringing again, emails are coming in, and hopefully it stays that way up until the run up to Christmas. So yeah, so we'll see you on the next one, next Tuesday. See you then.